Wow. I've got to say, I'm pretty impressed. And there's a good reason why. And if you're unsure about VR, then keep watching as, to be honest, so was I. Today, we're diving into the world of virtual reality with an in-depth review of the Meta Quest 3. Is it the best VR headset with mixed reality potential on the market? Let's find out. Glasses back on. More on that later. So I bought this for my son as a friend of his had the Meta Quest 2. And to be honest, I'm a huge skeptic when it comes to VR. Let's just say I've had a few bad experiences and some of them quite nauseating. I went to a VR racing place with my son where they strap you into a racing rig, pop on a VR headset and, off your race. And to be honest, after one lap, I wanted to be violently sick and had to drive to the virtual pit like an old lady in a Robin Reliant. Anyway, not a great experience. To be honest, even some FPS games on PC can make me a little bit motion sick sometimes. And then you add in the fact that, as I said, I wear glasses for near things as well. And, well, I didn't hold out much hope that I'd get any enjoyment from the Meta Quest 3. But then, it's for my son, not me. But man, was I wrong. If you're like me, a bit dubious about VR or think, it's not for you, then stick with this video because the first time I put this on without my glasses, I was blown away. It changed my view of everything when it comes to VR. In terms of setup, that's nice and easy. You just download the app on your phone, follow the instructions. You can use your Meta accounts to sign up, Facebook or Instagram, etc. At the end of the day, Meta wants you to use their accounts. They want you to be part of the Meta universe. So just be wary of that if that bothers you. But anyway, you create yourself a new Meta account, whatever it is you want to do, however you want to sign on. It also allows multiple accounts on the same device. So I set myself up and my son up there, and you can sort of swap between the two. And of course, you can share the apps that are on the same device. You can't share apps across devices, but if you're both, whenever you both sign into this, you can share the apps that are linked to this headset. To be honest, it didn't pair initially with the phone over my Wi-Fi network, but that sometimes happens. But then it provided a QR code, scan that in, and Bob's your uncle. I won't go into loads of details about the setup as Meta provides a really handy setup video for if you get stuck and stuff like that. But just follow the instructions. You put this on. Sometimes you have to take it off and do some stuff on the phone or on a PC device, but eventually just go through the steps, follow along, and yeah, you're sorted. Okay, so let's talk design and comfort, the two crucial aspects of any VR headset. Now, the Quest 3 has really upped its game here. It's 40% slimmer than the Quest 2, which is a big deal. In fact, when I got the box here, I was a bit like, that's smaller than I thought. How do they fit the whole headset in and all the controllers and a power charger all in this box? But actually, yeah, quite comfortably. The reduced bulk size significantly minimizes that sort of top heavy feel you get. I think it's pretty evenly balanced. Yeah, the weight's in the front, obviously, but with these straps here at the back and stuff, it's really comfortable. And you don't really get a sense of that top heavy feel, which I say makes it much more comfortable for longer gaming sessions. It's sleek, it's ergonomic, and honestly, I'll be honest, there's not much here to fault in its design. You can adjust the distance between the lenses in terms of the gap between them that way. You can also adjust the lenses away from the eyes. So if the bridge of your nose sticks out or you're wearing glasses, etc., you can basically pull out the front of this bit slightly to give you more space depending upon your face shape and stuff like that. I've not tried it wearing my glasses on because actually, and I'll come to that, I didn't really need to. But my friend who has problems with more distance, sort of further distance, mid to farther distances, did struggle. So she would probably defo need to wear them with glasses. But as I said, you can adjust the front to adapt to that. And as I said, the straps, it's just a Velcro strap at the top here that you tighten to fit on your head. You move these little straps here closer together or pull them further apart to make it kind of, tighter. And then it just basically, as you can see, just slips on your head like that. And then the cushions around here are really soft. I'm hardly feeling any weight at the front because of the way the strap sort of pulls it back a bit. And then it's soft around here, really soft. And I don't feel it on the bridge of my nose. There's no light. I can just see a bit of light at the bottom here. But other than that, it's completely enclosed and fits really comfortably. As I say, it's really adjustable and quite easy to kind of find the perfect adjustment for you. In terms of the display and visuals, which are the heart and soul of VR, and perhaps part of the problem I've had with other VR systems, the Quest 3 packs a punch with its 4K plus infinite display, boasting a whopping 2064 by 2208 pixels per eye, effectively 2K per eye. The result? You get absolute vibrant colours and really crisp graphics, which makes your virtual worlds really pop. There's no fuzziness here. I said it's really sharp, beautiful colours. The first time I put this on, I've got to admit, I was nervous of the experience since, you know, I had to remove my glasses. And I thought the experience would just be a bit of a blurry mess. I wear glasses for like when I'm sitting at the computer doing work and stuff like that, or if I'm reading. But middle and long distances, it's not an issue for me. But there I was with this on, standing in what felt like a cinema. I actually felt like I was inside a cinema. A large screen several feet away, absolutely locked in position, crystal clear image. This is like, as I said, 2K per eye. The colours were so vibrant and focused. I was blown away. Now, yes, in fairness, my expectations were at rock bottom, and I was not expecting it to be an enjoyable experience. But everything was in focus. The image was absolutely locked in and sharp, so there was no lag or latency to make me feel queasy. Even when I'm turning my head left and right, it felt like I was in another room, which is the dream of VR, to actually take you to another world. Straight away, just looking at the large sort of cinema-like screen in front of me, I can imagine, wow, like watching a film or a YouTube. I even called up one of my own YouTube videos, there's vanity for you, and watched it on like a kind of what was effectively an enormous screen. I can imagine playing a conventional game on this big cinematic screen in front of me. With xCloud as well from Xbox coming to MetaQuest 3 in December, believe me, I'm going to be firing up Starfield, sitting down with this on my head and giving it a go. Although, in fairness, long gaming sessions or even work sessions, because yes, you can do work on this. I mean, it's really cool. You can set up like 3 different screens in front of you and like basically have a 3-screen setup and do your work and stuff like that and have Zoom meetings and things like that. If that's, you know, if you must. But as I said, for long sessions, it might get tiring. But anyhow, this is just the initial setup and home screen I'm talking about. I haven't even got into the games and the apps yet, but already I was just impressed by the home screen and sort of introduction screens that you get. To be really clear, the recordings of some of the apps and games that I'm using here, I've captured using the built-in record function in the MetaQuest. And believe me, they do not do justice to the actual sharpness, high fidelity, detail and vibrance of the colours you get when you're actually wearing this. So please don't go judging it by the captures that I've done, because as I said, I've just captured them using the built-in capture device on this. And the quality of that is not so good. But in that environment, honestly, you need to try it yourself to sort of see how vibrant and colourful it really is. I think one of the things that really helps this experience is that this has full colour video pass-through. Basically, you know, if you want, you can see your actual room or location. So wherever you are, you can actually see it using the full color cameras on this that pass it through to the image on the screens in here. There's no delay here. So it's like you're just looking at your room through a pair of, you know, slightly fuzzy glasses. Although there is a slight catch. In video pass-through mode, there is a noticeable dip in graphic fidelity. It's not a deal breaker, but definitely something to keep in mind. But this is where the mixed reality, which is where I think the MetaQuest 3 can really stand out, comes in. but more on that a little later. So next to the controllers with the Touch Plus here. These are designed to fit like a glove and they really enhance your VR experience. You can see like a pair of hands in front of you when you're gripping the virtual controller. Again, they seem fixed in place within your virtual reality in terms of your movement. There's no lag or latency. It feels instinctive and very natural. With 6D OF tracking and true touch haptics, you're looking at a much more immersive experience. When you're holding a gun or drumsticks for Beat Saber, you kind of feel the vibration there slightly. It feels tight and like you feel like locked in. I mean, ideally the haptic feedback could be a little bit stronger and maybe more nuanced, but still it feels pretty good, especially when you're sort of firing a ray gun or a gun or whatever. It feels, you sort of get that feedback, which kind of adds to that whole experience and makes it feel sort of more realistic. Performance-wise, the Quest 3 is a beast. It's equipped with a Qualcomm Snapdragon XR2 Gen 2 processor, doubling the graphics processing power of its predecessor. This means smoother, more complex VR experiences without any hiccups. I mean, it's super smooth, really good quality. In terms of performance, this headset does not disappoint. The game's played with incredible fidelity. Like, Super Hot was like unnervingly good with its visual clarity. I mean, having these sort of large glass orange figures looming over you was quite intimidating and yeah, really enhanced the experience of playing Super Hot. I'm a big fan of Super Hot on PC, but the VR experience is where it's really at. I mean, after all, it was originally developed for VR, but until now, I don't think you've ever perhaps seen Super Hot with such good crystal clarity and smoothness. I mean, it is spooky to these giant orange men coming at you. It's really where the MetaQuest 3 really shines. But a quick word of warning, I picked this up after my son had been playing Super Hot and it jumped me right into the game. And there was this large orange figure standing right in front of me, gun held at head height, and I saw the bullet like come right through me, dead shot, right there. I was like, whoa, oh, boom, game over. I mean, it was somewhat unsettling, put it that way. But now let's talk mixed reality games, because there are plenty of VR games, and yes, this will deliver that experience really well. This is a mixed reality headset, and that's where this stands out. The full color video pass-through is a great addition, although some people do feel that the mixed reality features feel a bit underwhelming. I'm not so sure. One play of the demo of First Encounter, and I tell you what, it was a fun and hilarious experience, and I got it. I understood the concept of mixed reality games. It was just fun. It wasn't overcomplicated. It wasn't too technical or anything like that. It was just a fun, hilarious experience that made you feel that you were under attack by these fluffy fuzzballs. Again, I had no expectation, but what happens is you see your room there, you mark out your room, you scan your room, and the way it scans your boundaries and stuff like that is really cool. Just graphically, you get these sort of polygon matrix sort of graphics as you look around and it's scanning your room. It just adds to the whole experience. And then it creates a border from that scan, just from you like looking around at your walls and your floor and your furniture. It scans that room and then creates a boundary line. And then using the controllers, you can kind of pick up the boundary line and sort of move it a bit into the corners and around furniture, just to sort of push it out and make it kind of fit perfectly. But in terms of the mixed reality game, again, I had really no expectations of what to expect. But what happens is you see your room, you're actually in your living room or wherever you're playing this, and then all of a sudden there's a knocking and a cartoon hole, as it were, comes in your ceiling and debris falls from the ceiling. You see it in crystal clear picture. I mean, it's all cartoon type debris. It's like being in Who Framed Roger Rabbit. A hole suddenly appears in your ceiling, the debris falls down on the floor, and then this mini blue cartoon flying saucer comes down through that hole and is just basically hovering there in front of you in this amazing crystal clear quality. It feels like it's there. And then slowly but surely, as your actual house breaks, like virtually, like the walls break as these little fuzzball aliens come through and they sort of smash your wall open, and you can see through your wall, your virtual wall, into this sort of desert beyond where these fuzzballs pop up. And then the idea is you sort of shoot these fuzzballs and collect them in some sort of vacuum pipe. It's quite hilarious. You get the little critters around at your feet, and then you're instinctively reacting because it feels so real. You're just thinking, get off, get off. And then you're shooting them with this sort of ray gun, which kind of then fires them into the sort of vacuum tube. I tell you what, it is so much fun the first time I played it. And I thought, yes, I get it. There's real potential here with mixed reality. But sure, right now, I think the applications are limited. And I think there's massive opportunity to see truly immersive mixed reality games. It's certainly a step in the right direction. But yeah, I don't think it's quite there in terms of the number of apps yet. And there's the rub. It's about applications being built specifically for this, mixed reality applications being built for the Meta Quest 3. And unless there's a market to do that, why are developers going to really push the boundaries, or big, publishers and developers come in and create games that really push the boundaries of mixed reality for this, unless there's a market? And I'm not sure there is enough of a market for now for developers to really utilize the mixed reality capabilities and, get a return on it, make money on it. That's business. It's much easier just to make a standard VR game, since that market is much, much larger. But ultimately, we'll see. I'll come to reasons later why I think it may struggle to kind of break through as a mass market consumer device. But let's go to battery life. To be honest, battery life is pretty standard. When I say that, I mean it mirrors the Quest 2 with around 2.5 hours of average use. I don't know, is it decent? I don't know. Given all the advancements, I was hoping for a bit more juice from this. And you can buy accessories that will give you like an extra battery pack and stuff like that, and extra more comfortable straps and things like that. But again, the accessories are quite expensive, to be honest. But it does feel a bit short for battery life. But then again, practically speaking, you're unlikely to want to be using this for 2 hours straight. I mean, you and your brain do need a rest from this. We're a long way from Ready Player One, put it that way. I mean, even though I don't get queasy playing the games or anything like that, certainly when you've finished and you take it off, you do feel a bit slightly discombobulated, if that makes sense. You need some downtime to sort of refresh and reset to reality slightly. Let's talk price and storage options. On the pricing front, this is key here. The Quest 3 offers pretty good value for the technology it packs, although it's still expensive. You've got two storage options, 128 gig, which this one is, and 512 gig. But bear in mind, the higher storage model comes with a significantly steeper price tag. I mean, this cost 479 quid. I mean, we're talking PlayStation 5 level investment here, which, if you're buying it for your kids or something like that, it's a big ask. If you're in a position you can afford to buy your kid or buy yourself a PlayStation 5, you're doing it on the basis that there's millions and millions and millions of PlayStation 5s out there, and your mates are on PlayStation 5, or your mates are on other consoles that you can cross-play on, and all of that. There's not as many Meta Quest 3. How many mates have got a Meta Quest 2 or a Meta Quest 3? If you've got loads of mates, fine, you can have lots of fun. My son, the first time he tried a Meta Quest is because his friend had one, which is why he wanted me to get him one. So he's got some friends now on other Meta Quests, and they can play together and squad up and play like Fortnite style games. There are Fortnite style games that you can play in VR as a squad and stuff like that. And it's a lot of fun. But 479 quid, it's a significant jump from the Meta Quest 2 price. And I think, there's a lot of technology packed in here, but it is a considered purchase at that level price. I think you knock off 100 quid or 200 quid, it's less of a considered buy, I would say. You are making the same decision. Do I get an Xbox Series X? Do I get a PlayStation 5? Do I get a Meta Quest? It's that kind of level. In terms of the audio, I tell you what, the Quest 3 impresses is 40% louder audio than Quest 2. You don't need any headphones or anything like that. The clarity and the bass have been enhanced, and they really contribute to a truly immersive audio experience. There's really nothing to complain about in terms of the audio here. I must admit, I completely forgot that I didn't have any headphones to put in or anything like that. The sound quality is just really, really good. Of course, you can use the option if you don't want to bother other people, because they will hear some of the sound. You know, if you're in a room with somebody else, they'll hear the sound outside of this while you're wearing it. So you can plug in headphones, but I've not found the need to do that yet, but there is the option to do that. There is a headphone jack. Yeah, there's a headphone jack on the side here. The charger's on this side, USB-C charger. It comes with a little block as well for charging and stuff like that. But really, really cool. So what's my final verdict, and do I recommend it? Well, the Meta Quest 3 marks a significant leap forward in VR tech as far as I'm concerned. It's got a great design, it's stunning display, and it has a top-notch performance. And yeah, it absolutely shines as a VR headset, and it has reset my view of where we are with VR. And I think we're there. You know, this is playable, it's accessible in terms of the experience. There's not the uncanny valley aspect you used to get with older VR headsets. It does feel real and immersive in a way that, you know, keeps you in the game and doesn't make you feel queasy, certainly in my experience. In terms of mixed reality, yeah, I think the chops aren't fully fleshed out yet on this, but that's only because there's a lack of apps. And I think hopefully if this does get market penetration, we'll see more of those mixed reality apps. The potential here is huge if there is a market here for developers and publishers to create really interesting mixed reality applications. Anyway, as I say, if you're a cynic like me, then give it a go. If there's a demo going on at your local store or something, trust me, try it out. You too may be blown away with what you see. Anyway, there you go. That's our review of the Meta Quest 3. If you're considering picking one up, or if you've already dived into the virtual worlds, then let us know your thoughts in the comments down below. And of course, don't forget to hit the likes, because I like it, YouTube likes it, and it helps people like you find content just like this. And if you're new to my channel, then arigato gozaimasu, do me the massive favor. Why don't you hit that subscribe button, toggle that notification bell, and that way you'll know when I upload videos just like this. Talking of videos just like this, why don't you check out the videos over here? These ones here. In fact, I'm going to check them out in my virtual cinema. Thanks for watching.